Like most folk tales, this one too is hard to believe. But I love listening to it from my grandmother. She calls it Peelaa Pahaad. Once in every 12 years, in a small village of Naughty in Uttarakhand, occurs a unique pilgrimage escorting the goddess Nanda Devi back to her home in the Himalayas. The pilgrimage begins when the four-horned sheep that appears only once in 12 years is found after months of searching. The four-horned is decorated and prayed to as Nanda Devi herself. And it is now the village's duty to take her on the long journey back to her home, to the summit of the highest mountain in Kumaon. Goddess Nanda Devi is admired and worshipped as their daughter by all the people in Uttarakhand. Being of such height and majesty, many climbers made attempt to ascend this mountain in the past, but had failed miserably. The realm of the national park is a maze of natural history of the earth, primitive, untampered biosphere, as beautiful as the goddess herself, it is believed. Led by the four-horned, the pilgrims walk in snow, fog, rain, and cold. The journey ends at the mysterious lake of Homkund. It is here that the four-horned is bid goodbye and left to wander by its own, as a symbol of dropping off the goddess. The difficult, dangerous terrain of Nanda Devi Peak is impossible to survive on. He was lost in the extreme weather on the mountain, and days had passed since he had lost his entire crew in a landslide. No food, no shelter, no water, and no hope. Hungry, tired, and weak, he waited for fatigue and hunger to end the misery. The misery of losing his only daughter, who he had named Nanda Devi after his beloved mountain. Haunted by the memories of watching helplessly as she fell into the abyss of Valley of Snow and into her death, he lay inside the snow hole, shivering, his lungs getting weak. But then the unruly winds calmed down. In the quiet, stagnant cloak of fog, he saw a creature walk towards him. Its eyes glowed white in the night sky, beckoning him. In utter panic, he pulled out a knife and stared right into the eyes of his friend. But a blinding wave of light hit his eyes. The lovely face of his daughter rested in peace on the slopes of the Nanda Devi mountain, for she had found her home in the snow-covered peaks and has now become the part of the glorious nature. A sight enough to give him strength to survive, but his lungs failed to carry him further. It is then that the four-horn hands him the divine flower, Brahma Kamal, giving him the strength to stand up, breathe, and walk. Led by the four-horn, he reaches the Nanda Devi temple and is rescued to live and tell his tales.